Nightly session on imagination to innovation, creative problem solving, tailored exclusively for students from grades 3rd to 12th. It's a pleasure to have each of you with us today. My name is Aniket Arora, and I'm your moderator for this session, and I'm honored to guide this session. Before we delve into today's topic, I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for joining with us. Your participation truly enhances this gathering. We are thrilled to have you with us as we explore this crucial aspect of education. Our esteemed speaker, Ms. Muskan, an RCI licensed clinical psychologist, has been working as a consultant at various mental hospitals, assisting children and their parents, especially with behavior problems and life related issues. Her extensive experience and insights will be invaluable as we navigate today's topic. For those new to this platform, I would like to inform you that CAMP, the Knowledge and Awareness Mapping Platform, is not just an initiative, it's a commitment to bridging the gap between education and practical application. Our mission is to cultivate a scientific mindset among students while nurturing their hidden talents. Coming back to our session, I would like to highlight that creative problem solving is an essential skill that empowers students to tackle challenges with innovative solutions. It is a vital part of a child's learning and development, fostering the ability to think critically and adapt to various situations both inside and outside the classroom. By owning these skills, students can improve their academic performance and build a solid foundation for future success in their personal and professional lives. Today's session will cover various strategies and techniques to enhance creative problem solving. Ms. Muskan will share her expertise on how to encourage creativity, develop problem solving abilities, and implement these skills in everyday scenarios. We will also discuss the importance of a supportive learning environment that nurtures curiosity and innovation. I encourage you all to participate, ask questions, and share your thoughts during the session. Your engagement is crucial to making this a fruitful and dynamic discussion. Thank you once again for being here. Let's make this the most let's make the most of this opportunity to learn and grow together. But before we proceed with today's session, I would like to mention that apart from these online knowledge sharing sessions, CAMP also organizes various quiz competitions as well as scientific excursions for students. The excursions provide the students with a unique opportunity to delve into the world of science, technology, and innovation. They are aimed to instill a passion for scientific exploration and discovery within the students. Don't miss out on the opportunity to visit various prestigious labs and organizations like the CSIR, ISRO, DRDO, and many others. If you would also like to participate in such excursions and get a chance to explore, discover, and engage with various scientific disciplines in real world setting at various eminent CSI laboratories or other research organizations in India, then do check out the link below to learn more about how you can participate. For any support, you can even get in touch with our team through the given helpline number in the chat box below. So, now without further ado, let's begin our journey into imagination to innovation, creative problem solving, where Ms. Muskan will cover various strategies and techniques to enhance creative problem solving skills. Ms. Muskan will share her expertise on how to encourage creativity, develop problem solving abilities, and implement these skills in everyday scenarios. We will also discuss the importance of a supportive learning environment that nurtures curiosity and innovation. Without further ado, let's welcome Ms. Muskan to begin our session.
Thank you very much, Aniket, sir, for introducing me and giving such a nice introduction. So I'll introduce myself once again. So my name is Muskan, as you all know, and I'll be teaching or educating you more about creative problem solving. I am a consultant clinical psychologist, and I hope you all know what a psychologist is. Okay. Hi, Vedant. Hello. Yeah. So we'll be needing you to have a pen and paper because we'll be having a lot of quizzes, and those are quite interesting as I feel. So I'll give you 1 minute to get your pen and paper if you do not have it handy. Yes, I can see Bhavleen Kaur getting her pen and paper. Very good. Good. So I hope every one of you have it. Yeah, very good. So we shall start. You may ask questions in between. You can put on your questions in the chat box. I'll be reading those side by side. Okay, so I request all of you to not feel that this is again going to be a class where I'll be teaching and you will just be listening. Just be active and listen to whatever I'm telling. And there's no need for you to read the presentation. I will be telling everything to you. And I'll be using both Hindi and English. I hope that is fine, Aniket sir.
That is completely fine.
Okay, perfect. So it will make learning more better as I feel. So creative problem solving. Do you all understand what it is? Do you have any idea? If you have any, you can drop that in your chat box. Okay, so I'll be telling you what it is. Creative problem solving. So we all know what is problem solving. Every one of us encounter one or the other problem in our life. It could be academic problems, math, science, social science, these questions we all have that we come across. And the problem in real life. Problem could be I want to score 90 out of 100 in my class in a particular subject. Now, why is this a problem? Because you have to create a solution and you have to create a roadmap to achieve that. कुछ करने के लिए. Now, that is a problem.
Muskan,
Yes.
can you please minimize your screen on the right, like the videos, camera? Yes, the gallery view.
Sorry. This one?
Maybe get a better picture of the presentation.
Now, can you get it? I don't think so. Are you guys able to see my presentation?
Not yet. We can see that the share screen we can see.
Okay. Now?
Perfect, perfectly fine. We can see just the presentation now.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
So, creative problem solving. Now, what is being creative is something that is to be discussed later in the presentation. First, we'll be discussing what is problem solving. For that, we will first have to understand what is a problem. So, a problem is anything and a situation in which there is a goal, which is a solution, but there is not clear cut way how to reach the goal. So हमें पता है कि ये प्रॉब्लम है और इसका कुछ तो सोल्यूशन है, बट हमें उसका सोल्यूशन पता नहीं है, राइट? तो उसमें कैसे हम पहुंचेंगे, that we are going to learn in this session. नेक्स्ट इज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग. अब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग क्या होता है? सो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेंटल प्रोसेस. वी ऑल नो हमारा ब्रेन है जो हमारी पूरी बॉडी का फंक्शन में काम करता है. ब्रेन इज दी वाइटल ऑर्गन बिकॉज वी नो कि ब्रेन जो है वो सारे हमारे ऑर्गन्स को चलाता है, एज वेल एज जो हमारी हायर मेंटल प्रोसेसेस होती है, सोचना, समझना, लर्न करना, मेमोराइज करना, एवरीथिंग कम्स थ्रू ब्रेन. सो जो भी कोई भी मेंटल प्रोसेस जो हमारे ब्रेन में मोस्टली इस रीजन में हो रहा है, इट इज द फ्रंटल लोब. सो whatever you do with your mathematics, English, everything comes here, right? So whatever is happening in your brain, you help to discover, analyze, and solve the problem. So now here you can see there's an initial state, right? This one, and there's a goal state. अब इन दोनों के बीच में है obstacle. Now what is an obstacle? Obstacle is anything which helps you. It is anything that prevents you to reach to the goal state. So now we will have to learn how to deal with this obstacle. Dealing with the obstacle is known as problem solving. Now I have a quiz question for you. you will have to make two squares by removing two matchsticks. You can see these all are matchsticks, right? So can anyone unmute themselves and tell me how can you make two squares out of it?
Ma'am, if I remove the two bottom squares of the top squares, there's going to be rectangles, and that's all I know.
Okay, can you repeat once again?
Ma'am, in the picture, if you remove the two bottom matchsticks of the two top squares formed by the matchsticks, they will make rectangles, not squares.
Okay, but that is not the answer. Can anyone give the answer? Use your pen and paper. That is why it was required. Come on, I need answers. I need all of you to be creative. I hope you know a little meaning of what being creative is. Anyone? No?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, yes. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
by removing the middle two matchsticks, we can form two squares.
Middle two, which one?
the middle.
This one and this one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
This and this. But this is going to be a rectangle, not a square.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Anyone? Try. Yes, Samarth. I can see your hand, Samarth. Tell me.
Ma'am, we can remove the two matchsticks that are on the side. Ma'am, inner two matchsticks, adjacent two matchsticks in the inside of the square. Inner of the square.
This
Yes,
one,
ma'am.
this two.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. That is the right answer. So something like this will be the answer. It could be here, it could be here, or here, or here. So you have to remove any two adjacent matchsticks. Either it could be this and this, this and this, or this and this. So that is how you have to come to a solution. So this was the problem that you all encountered. Now your brain was processing all the information that you have by you attending to all the information, and then it just gave you some answer. You tried also. So there you could, you have used a technique called trial and error also. Some of you who have used their pen and paper, they must have tried to remove this and this and this. So by that you are all of you who have come to an answer that. So by this, I want all of you to understand that you have just solved a problem, and this is what we understand by problem solving. So next is, what is the main elements of problem solving? First is understanding the problem. So the term understanding means that you have to construct a well-organized mental representation of the problem based on the information provided in the problem and your own experience. So whenever we receive a paper, जब भी हमारा एग्जाम होता है, हमारे टीचर्स हमें 5 मिनट देते हैं ना रीड करने के लिए. Why is it important? Because you have to understand it. अगर problem समझ में ही नहीं आ रही है, so how will you solve it? So the first step towards problem solving is understanding. So understanding always occurs when you pay attention, right? So next is, first is you have to pay the attention to it. अब प्रॉब्लम से सॉल्यूशन में कैसे जाएंगे? समझ के. और समझेंगे कैसे? जब हम उस पे अटेंशन देंगे. अब जो ये वाली प्रॉब्लम थी, दोज हु पेड अटेंशन टू इट अंडरस्टूड कि इसमें टोटल 5 स्क्वायर हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4 एंड द बिग स्क्वायर. So you had to remove 2 matchstick to make 2 squares. Most of you were thinking कि ये बीच के ही स्क्वायर बनेंगे. किसी ने आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स तो सोचा ही नहीं कि बड़ा एक स्क्वायर ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे है. So 2 हटा के हमारा solution आ जाएगा. So those of you who have paid accurate attention understood that there were total of 5 squares in that problem, right? Then how would you represent the problem? अब अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम आ गई, राइट, तो उसको रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करें? Now let's say somebody has asked you, tell me how many apples are there, and there are lying 3 apples on the side, one side, 4 apples in front of you, and 6 apples on another side, right? So how many will they be? तो उसमें आपको पता है कि आपको एडिशन करना है. So the most important thing you have to understand कि एडिशन को रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करते हैं, with the plus sign, right? So how do you represent a problem? प्रॉब्लम तो दिख गई, अब उसको रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करोगे कि सोल्यूशन निकल जाए? अगर आप 4+3+6 करोगे तो आपका सोल्यूशन मिल जाएगा, राइट? So you have to understand to represent the problem correctly. Now there's situated cognition, which emphasizes how context helps you to understand the problem. अब हमें क्लास में बहुत सारी चीजें पढ़ाई जाती हैं, राइट? हमें पढ़ाते हैं कि प्लांट्स जो है वो ग्रो कैसे करते हैं, राइट? सोलर सिस्टम वर्क कैसे करता है, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग कैसे होती है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स वी गेट टू लर्न. बट आप में से किसी ने हिचकी देखी है? टेल मी द मूवी हिचकी. Say yes or no in the chat box. No. Okay. Okay, so it's a good movie. I would recommend all of you to watch it. Yeah. So हिचकी मूवी में the teacher usually use situated cognition. मतलब टीचर जो है अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाती थी में एक्चुअल जगह पे जाके. अगर टीचर को दिखाना था कि ये जो है प्लांट ग्रो कर रहा है, तो वो सीड को सॉइल में डाल के रोज पानी देती थी टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड कि ये कैसे ग्रो करता है, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड मोर. बुक्स पढ़ना हर किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता, बट यू actually understand when you practically do it. अब हमारे पास साइंस लैब्स होती हैं, कंप्यूटर लैब्स होती हैं. Why are they there? Because we understand the things more better by doing things, right? In that actual situation. Now here is an example. अगर हमें लर्न करना है कि प्लांट कैसे ग्रो करता है, सो हम एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, राइट? हम सीड डालेंगे, वो बड़ा होगा, एंड देन इट विल बिकम अ प्लांट. बट नाउ लेट्स सी, हमें उसमें देखना है कि सनलाइट का क्या रोल है. तो उस प्लांट को, एक प्लांट आप ग्रो करो सनलाइट में, दूसरा आप ग्रो करो कहीं और. वो आपको बुक्स में भी उसका आंसर मिल जाएगा कि उसमें क्या होगा. उसमें उसको सनलाइट नहीं मिलेगी तो क्लोरोफिल नहीं बनेगा, वो नहीं बनेगा तो प्लांट मर जाएगा, राइट? बट जब आप उसको करके देखोगे, आप उसको बेटर अंडरस्टैंड कर पाओगे. सो इट इज व्हाट सिचुएटेड कॉग्निशन इज. अगर कोई टॉपिक समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, लेट्स से इफ यू हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम व्हिच इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट for you, nowadays there are a lot of YouTube videos that helps you to understand, or you can actually ask your teacher or your tutor or your parent to make you understand that using this things. If this thing is called situated cognition, right? कि actual में आप करके दिखाओ, या actual में you can see a video, right? So this can help you to solve a problem more better. Now paying attention, we all know कि जब तक हम attention पे नहीं करेंगे, there's nothing we can do, right? Paying attention to details. Problem है, प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कैसे करेंगे? उस चीज को अच्छे से समझ के. अगर हमने उसका एक भी कंपोनेंट मिस कर दिया, we will not be able to understand the problem properly, right? So now there are 4 techniques how you can understand the problem. Now first is symbols, right? Now what I will make you understand with an example. What is the sum of A and B? ये तो पूरा आपका सेंटेंस हो गया, right? अब इसको समझेंगे कैसे? With this A plus B. Plus represents the sum, right? So this is what? A symbol that makes you understand the problem. Matrices and tables, using rows and columns to solve a problem. I hope सीनियर बच्चों ने तो एटलीस्ट रोज एंड कॉलम्स दे नो कि रोज क्या होता है, कॉलम्स क्या होता है. टेबल हैज अ रोज एंड कॉलम्स, राइट? horizontal rows and vertical columns. ठीक है, I'll show that to you in the next slide. Now, what are diagrams? Abstract information in a concrete fashion. कोई बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसको आपको समझाना है, उसके लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं? डायग्राम। साइंस की बुक में बहुत सारे डायग्राम्स होते हैं, राइट? डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम का डायग्राम हो गया, ब्रेन का डायग्राम हो गया, आपकी बॉडी का हो गया, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग का हो गया. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ डायग्राम्स दैट वी हैव इन आवर बुक्स व्हिच हेल्प्स अस टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम, राइट? अब रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग है, सो दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, बट हमें पानी बचाना है. सो देयर आर सम प्लेसेस जहाँ पे पानी की कमी होती है, वहां पे रेकमेंड किया जाता है कि आप रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग कर लो, राइट? सो प्रॉब्लम है पानी बचाना, सोल्यूशन है रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. ठीक है? सो दैट इज हाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड कि कहाँ की प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन क्या हो सकता है. और डायग्राम्स जो है वो हेल्प करते हैं. अब आपको पता है सोल्यूशन है रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, लेकिन आपको यही नहीं पता कि उसको करते कैसे हैं, राइट? सो हाउ डू वी नो इट? सो our books have the pictures and the diagrams that help us to understand how do we do it. Then comes visual images. So कोई भी नई चीज आ गई, राइट? कुछ भी नया इक्विपमेंट है, कोई नई चीज है, बट वी डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज. ठीक है? तो उसमें आपको इमेज हेल्प करती है कि ये जो भी एक नई चीज है उसका इमेज आ गया, सो यू अंडरस्टैंड, अच्छा ये ऐसा दिखता है. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स हेल्प्स यू टू अंडरस्टैंड अ प्रॉब्लम, and it is a very important thing for you to solve any kind of problem. So here are examples. Now you see I have created this whole slide using these boxes because अब ऐसे समझना तो बहुत बोरिंग है, राइट? इवन आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट ऐसे देख के यू नो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कलर्स, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डायग्राम्स, यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स बेटर. तो यू नो ट्रैफिक है, ट्रैफिक रूल्स फॉलो करने के लिए ये डायग्राम समझ सकते हैं, राइट? और ये समझेंगे तो इजीली लर्न भी होगा. दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल अ टेबल और मैट्रिसेस. यहाँ पे ये ग्राफ भी है, यू नो पीछे जो है ये रोज एंड कॉलम्स, दीज आर कॉल्ड टेबल्स एंड दिस इज अ ग्राफ, राइट? अब इसमें एक्टिविटीज बच्चे क्या क्या करते हैं घर पे? कोई रीडिंग करता है, कोई खेलता है, कोई बेकिंग करता है, कोई हाथ धोता है. कितने बच्चे करते हैं? 8 बच्चे रीडिंग करते हैं. और कितने बच्चे खेलते हैं? 18 बच्चे खेलते हैं. 18 children do play. How many people do baking? 10 of the students do baking. So this is how you understand better using a bar graph, right? These symbols are very, very important anytime in your life. कुछ भी problem है, you have to understand how to plus, minus, divide and multiply. Now this is the example that I was giving you. How would you know that you have to do rainwater harvesting, but how would you do it? So this is how you will do it, and the diagrams helps us to understand that, right? But still, the creativity also plays a role in this that I will discuss later in my slides. Okay. Now I have a question for all of you. Rohan is saving money to buy a new bicycle. He saved different amounts each week for the past month. Here's the record of how much he saved. Week 1, he saved $10. Week 2, he saved $15. Week 3, he saved $20. And week 4, he saved $25, right? Now he wants to know the total amount of money he has saved so far and the average amount he saved per week. So all of you just can you please take your pen and paper and give the answers to these questions, these 2 questions? Using a table. Using a table is very important here.
Ma'am, I just have a bit of a doubt. Can I ask?
Yes.
Ma'am, how much did he save up for in week 2? Did he save $15? And he saved up how much money in week 4?
$25. Here it is mentioned.
25. Wait, ma'am. Then, ma'am, he saved up $80 in total.
Okay. And the average amount he saved per week?
And 20.
Okay. Let's see. if you are right or not. So this is how you understand a problem using a table. You see, when it is written here, it was not quite comprehensible. You will have to pay a lot of attention in this. But when it is in such a manner, things have become more easy to understand for all of us, right? So the correct answer is $70. You would actually, your addition was not right, and thus your average was also not right. Okay, so just pay attention. How come you had given $80? Because you were not paying appropriate attention, or you just missed something. Even a little thing gives a wrong answer. So just pay more attention to next question. Okay, yeah. So here with this table, I want you all of you to understand that there's a lot of information here. So how would you simplify it? Simplify it using tables. Tables are a very important tool for doing anything. When you all must know that we use Excel sheets. Younger children might not know, but the senior children must know that we all use Excel sheets to compile a lot of data to understand things, right? So there also we create a lot of tables to understand things properly. Okay, now I have some of the strategies for all of you to problem solving. Now till here we all have understood how do we understand the problem, right? अब problem को solve कैसे करते हैं? I will tell you those techniques. First is analogy approach. Now, what is an analogy approach? We use similarities between two situations or concepts to understand and solve the problem. It relies on the idea that if two things are similar in some ways, they may be similar in other ways as well, and it makes us understand things better. Okay, now I have an example. So back then, there were people who wanted to fly, okay? Because they used to see birds flying, but they did not had an answer how could they fly. So they invented aeroplane, right? We all know that. So how could they do it? Any answer? Anyone would like to volunteer? Anyone could share their thought in the chat box. So guys, are you guys sleeping? Get up, I have more interesting questions for you. Okay, I'll show a picture. Yes. Okay, I'll show a picture with the which
They do it practically.
Ma'am.
yes.
Because
Ma'am.
they do it practically so that they know how can the birds fly.
Okay, another answer. Yes.
Ma'am, they shaped it like birds and they made it very light on the downer side. That's why it can fly.
Very good, very good. So they understood the mechanism how a bird fly, right?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I don't understand this.
Okay, I'll make you understand with this example. Okay. Now we all can see there is one eagle which is flying, right?
Yeah, right, ma'am.
Yeah. So back then we had no aeroplanes, but we knew that birds do fly.
Okay.
So they made this thing using wings and like this, and understood that how a bird flies so that they could use the same mechanism in an object which can fly. So they
Okay, ma'am.
created an aeroplane, right?
Right, ma'am.
अब हमारे साथ academically we have a lot of questions that comes right. Mainly, let's say we'll take an example in mathematics.
Okay.
अब टीचर ने क्लास में हमें एक क्वेश्चन करवा दिया एक टाइप का, एंड उसकी तरीके के हमारी एक्सरसाइज बुक में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. So how do we know कि ये कैसे करते हैं? We know because we have seen our teacher solving the same question, and we are applying analogy approach in another questions, right?
Okay.
Yes. So this is a real life example, and that is your academic example. Understood? Next is your means and heuristic. Now, what is a means? Means छोटे छोटे स्टेप. किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को अगर हम छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स में तोड़ लेते हैं तो उसका हमें गोल तक पहुंचना बहुत इजी हो जाता है. कोई बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है और उसको हमें सॉल्व करना है, so it helps us to solve that big problem. Now here I have an example. Imagine you want to build a tower with building blocks, right? अब building blocks जो आपके पास blocks होते हैं ना, you get a lot of games with the blocks. So you start by making strong base, which is one step, so that the tower does not fall, which is the end goal. हमारा end goal क्या है कि एक tower हम बना लें जो खड़ा रहे. तो उसके लिए base strong होना is the most important thing for us, right? So we have to arrange the blocks in such a manner कि हमारा टावर जो है वो लंबा भी हो, गिरे भी ना, टिका भी रहे, looks good also, right? So this is how we can make a tower. So you see how the base is strong here. They have used more blocks here in order to make a tower. This is a big tower and this will not fall because we have made step by step a big tower using an approach which is called means and heuristic, and by understanding that if we have a stronger base, the tower will not fall, and the tower means that it has to be narrower from the above and it has to be narrower from the downstairs and has to be steep from the above. So something like this has to be created. So step by step using blocks, we have created this tower. So any problem you can solve using step by step. Now the senior students, when you do algebra, there are a lot of steps while solving the problems. X and Y की value ढूंढना, right? So वहाँ पे you break down it. You first find the value of X, then you find the value of Y. And that is how you reach the end goal, which is your answer. Fine. Now next is hill climbing. अब hill climbing approach में क्या होता है? We find हम ना बहुत trial and error type से करते हैं. हम बहुत सारी चीजें try करते हैं जिससे कि हम जल्दी से जल्दी आंसर तक पहुंच जाएं. ठीक है? तो अब सारा है, she wants to reach to her school quickly. And she wants to know कि कौन सा path जो है वो सबसे कम time लेगा. So she start walking one route और उसका timing देखती है. Then she start different routes to her school और उनका भी timing note करती है. So ऐसे test करते करते she finds the shortest route to her school. So hill climbing means that you have to climb the mountain step by step, always moving in the direction that leads you closer to the highest point. मतलब कि step by step problem को solve करना so that we reach to the final conclusion or the final answer. Fine. Now I have some real life examples of problem solving strategy. You will be able to understand all of this, I believe, because these we all do in a daily situation. Okay. Now first is trial and error. अब इसकी strategy क्या है कि आपके पास question है और आप उसके लिए अलग अलग solutions try करते हो, right? Now here I have an example that Tommy wants to open a jam jar but can't twist the lid off. He tries twisting it in different directions until he finds the right way to open it. So उसके पास problem क्या थी? That he had a jar which was not opening. अब Tommy को क्या करना था? So he tried different ways. Now you can see this person is also trying this object to open a jar. Now this person is trying to open a jar by moving the lid here and there in different directions so that he can actually open the lid. So वो क्या कर रहे हैं? उनको solution तो नहीं पता ना कि किस direction में खोलने से पक्का से खुल जाएगा. So they are trying and making mistakes and again trying to open the jar. Okay. And we all do it in our daily life. हम कोई भी जैसे encounter करते हैं problem, let's say we encounter problem in mathematics again. वी ट्राई डिफरेंट सोल्यूशंस जब तक हमें आंसर नहीं मिल जाता जो कि हमारी बुक के पीछे के आंसर से मैच ना कर रहा हो, वी कीप ऑन ट्राइंग एंड ट्राइंग। गलतियां करते हैं, वी मेक एरर्स, बट जब भी हम एरर करते हैं वी नो दैट दिस सोल्यूशन इज नॉट वर्किंग, सो वी विल नॉट डू दैट एरर अगेन एंड वी ट्राई अनदर मेथड until we know which is the right method. Okay. Next is breaking the problem into smaller parts. अब let's say एक बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, उसको छोटे में कैसे हम बदल सकते हैं। अब एमिली को एक बिग होमवर्क असाइनमेंट मिला है। She breaks it down into a smaller task like reading a page, answering questions, and drawing a picture related to a topic. So she must have been given a topic just where she must have to, write down something creatively or something creative writing or something. So she has to read also, she has to answer questions also, she has to draw pictures also. Okay. Now here's another example of chunking. Now you have to remember a big number. Let's say phone number हम सब याद करते हैं, तो क्या एक ही बारी में हो जाता है सबको? नहीं, कुछ लोगों को yes of course हो सकता है, but not to everyone. So you can chunk it. You see here they have chunked numbers using three numbers each. This big number, and converting it into a group of three numbers so that they can remember it easily. Remembering a big number is difficult, but if you remember smaller numbers, that is much easier as compared to this. So you can divide your problem into a smaller segment so that you can solve the problems very easily. Next is using logical reasoning. अब लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में यू हैव टू यूज लॉजिकल स्टेप्स टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम बेस्ड ऑन फैक्ट्स एंड इंफॉर्मेशन। आपको पता है कि ऐसा ही होता है, राइट? अब इसमें एग्जांपल है कि देयर इज दिस बॉय कॉल्ड एलेक्स, ही लॉस्ट हिज टॉय समवेयर इन द हाउस। अब लॉजिक के अकॉर्डिंग उसको क्या करना चाहिए कि उसको सोचना चाहिए कि वो घर में कहाँ गया था। चाहे उसको ये याद ना हो कि उस टाइम पे उसके हाथ में टॉय था या नहीं था, बट ही हैज टू गो टू एवरी प्लेस वेयर ही वेंट टू in the same day, so in order to find his toy. So this is your logical step. Logical में आपको कुछ ना कुछ there has to be some logic. अब अगर किसी का टॉय खो गया तो वो पूरे घर में तो नहीं ढूंढेगा ना, जब वो गया ही नहीं उस प्लेस पे. So using logic he can find the toy. Now using previous experience, past success. अब पहले के एक्सपीरियंस को यूज करके हम अभी की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कैसे कर सकते हैं. नाउ आई हैव एन एग्जांपल that Alex wants to drive a car. Now he remembers how successfully he learned to drive in a virtual setting using computer and applies that knowledge. So nowadays, when you learn to drive a car, there's a system. So you have to virtually drive a car first and then you go into the real life setting. So अब अगर आप ये वर्चुअल सेटिंग की जो भी आपने सीखा था कि स्टीयरिंग कैसे घुमाते हैं, ब्रेक कैसे मारते हैं, क्लच कैसे दबाते हैं, उसको आप रियल लाइफ में अप्लाई करोगे. सो यू आर यूजिंग योर प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंस इन ऑर्डर टू solve the problem. Now what is the problem here? Problem is driving a car and solution is successfully driving a car. Okay. Now we come to creativity. Creativity is a very fancy word because our teachers keep on saying be creative, give creative solutions, think out of the box, all of these things. Now what is being creative? So creativity is being able to think above, beyond, and around challenges to exceed expectations and excite the senses. अब क्रिएटिविटी का मतलब बेसिकली ये होता है कि जो एक ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच है उससे हट करके कुछ नया सोचना. ठीक है. So all of the new inventions are actually the creative ideas of people that have come to it. The ones who discovered the aeroplane were the very creative people because they thought out of the box. उन्होंने सोचा कि जब चिड़िया उड़ सकती है तो कुछ ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट भी तो हो सकता है जो उड़ सकता है इस सेम प्रिंसिपल को यूज करके. So they went beyond beyond everybody's imagination and created that. Okay. Or phone, invention of phone was a creative idea. Anything that is new, anything that is invented is always because of someone's creative idea. Now, there are two kinds of thinking. ठीक है, I have already told you हमारा mind जो है वो हमारा सारे functions को control करता है. So we have two types of thinking. One is convergent thinking, one is divergent thinking, right? So अब divergent thinking में क्या है कि एक question है, right? उसमें बहुत सारे आंसर्स हैं उसके लिए. मतलब अब एक चीज है उसके लिए इतने सारे सोल्यूशन हैं. और कन्वर्जेंट में है बहुत सारे आपके पास फैक्ट्स हैं और सब मिलके बस एक ही आंसर देंगे. इसमें एक ही करेक्ट आंसर होगा और इसमें मल्टीपल आंसर्स होंगे जो करेक्ट होंगे. ओके, अब जो आपकी क्रिएटिविटी है ना वो डाइवर्जेंट थिंकिंग पे बेस्ड है, राइट? Because every solution is creative and every solution gives you something new. Fine. So convergent thinking is a type of thinking that gives one correct answer, bringing together all the ideas. Now following a recipe. Now this is a real life example, all of you can relate. Let's say you or your mother is trying to make something and she is following a recipe. यहाँ पे केक की रेसिपी है. सो एक केक की रेसिपी है, उसमें लिखा है आपको पहला ये स्टेप है, दूसरा ये स्टेप है, थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ से, राइट? अल्टीमेटली वो केक वो ही बनेगा जो उस रेसिपी में दिया हुआ है. ओके, and there's only one right solution, which means there's only one right thing, which is your outcome, which is that particular cake. Now, coming to divergent thinking. So you think creatively of different possible solutions or different possibilities to come to the answer. यहाँ पे किसी को इतने ingredients दे दिए. Let's say there's this cooking competition. For example, Master Chef. आपने देखा होगा सबको same ingredients मिलते हैं. उसमें से वो अलग-अलग चीजें बनाते हैं. So you are inventing a new recipe out of the same things. You are not following a traditional recipe, but you are trying to make a new thing. So here you are actually being creative. Okay, so now I have this question for you. Tell me the uses of paper clips except for its traditional use of holding a paper. I want all of you to unmute one by one and tell me the answer. Next, we have a very, very interesting question, but first you all have to answer this one. Think and answer कि एक पेपर क्लिप को किस किस तरीके से आप यूज कर सकते हो. You can give your answer in the chat box also.
Ma'am, to make a circle.
Okay, yes, that is right. What else?
Ma'am, to make a circle only.
Anything else? Come on, think. You can do it. I know all of you are very creative, so you can think of creative things which can be done using a paper clip. Come on. Because the next question is a very interesting question, but we have to first do this.
I am unmute.
Sorry.
Ma'am, we can use it as a bookmark sometimes.
Yes, very good. How else we can
Ma'am-
use it?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, to write something.
How?
Ma'am, example or homework, classwork.
How can you use it to write? It doesn't have ink.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, paper fold करने के लिए.
Yes, we can do that. What else?
You can use it as a conductor to pass electricity. ना बोली.
Okay, only if it is made up of What kind of a
स्क्रीन खुल जाके थोड़ा दिख जाए.
yes, another example of using a paper clip?
Ma'am, we can use it in making a hook.
Making what?
Hook.
Hook. Yes, correct. Are you googling it?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, I
ma'am,
said my
bookmarks.
box.
Sorry.
Ma'am, I said my
Ma'am,
answer.
bookmarks.
Yes, right.
Ma'am, the answer is hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Have you googled it?
No, ma'am, I have not googled it. I said we can fix multiple important documents to a perfect spot, so people have to go through the pain to
Ma'am,
the documents.
Oh my gosh, that is such a big answer.
ma'am, we can use the paper clip to replace the broken chains also of the
Oh
zip.
wow, that is a very good, very creative answer to it. Very good. So now I'll be telling you some of the examples of how we can use a paper clip, right? Using it as a bookmark, that was a very good answer. Making small sculptures or figures, like somebody says, making a circle with it. Making a tiny fishing hook for a doll, using it to clean small spaces like keyboard keys, using it as a makeshift hairpin in an emergency. Here we can see multiple uses. Somebody said that we can also mend the chain using a paper clip. That was a very correct answer. Here it is used for cleaning. Here it is used to cleaning again. Here it is used to open it. You know, when there's sometimes dust that gets here in the objects, like the sauce or the glue bottles that we have, then we can also use it as a hook. Somebody said it also. So somebody also said it to keep the folded paper. That was also a correct answer. So all of you have been given very good answers. So that means that all of you are already very creative and you can do very good in uh, doing things and solving problems creatively, right? Now this is a very interesting question. What do we call creative things in India? Think. हम ऐसे words अपनी daily life में सुनते हैं. This is a particular word that we listen in our everyday life. Yes.
We call creative things in India as jugaad.
Aha, very good. Perfect. So you can see there's this scooter which has been converted in an auto using the flag, using the umbrella. So here, what do we call it? We call it jugaad. But this is someone being creative. All of you must have watched Three Idiots, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I suppose all of you have. So there, when there's the last scene when they reach to Ranchor Das, the real Ranchor Das, you see the village that he had created. There was this scooter that was shaving the sheep, and there were a lot many things that they had, right? All those were creative things. So when something is invented, it is when someone is being creative, and all of you can be creative in doing things. Now this is another very interesting question. I want all of you to take your pen and paper and draw this. Now draw 4 straight lines that passes through each one of the 9 dots without removing your pencil from the paper. Are you guys doing it? Say yes or no. Yes, children, tell me.
Ma'am,
Yes.
first on the
Ma'am, first on the left side, we have to do a straight line. That will be the first, and then the at the bottom of it, or at the bottom of the at the bottom line, sleeping line, which is the second one, and then the whole upside.
Okay, you'll guide me, I'll do it.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
me.
Ma'am, first the left side one's 3 dots.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next.
Ma'am, next is ma'am, next is the bottom one with the last at the line and last at the second line.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing it. Then
The upside from there.
like this one?
Yes.
Okay, done. Next.
And ma'am, the fourth is the and ma'am, the fourth is thing line.
This one?
Yeah. No, ma'am. On the
Then
upside.
this one?
Where, yes.
Okay. Okay, what is your name?
Tanush.
Okay, Tanush. So these are 4 lines. That ways you are correct, but you are leaving this dot. Now this dot is feeling really upset because you left it. But all the 9 dots have to be connected using 4 lines. Okay? Try again. Now I have a hint for you. Think
Ma'am.
out of the box. Now this is a hint. Okay, use this hint.
Ma'am, now.
Yes.
Ma'am, first, ma'am, like the same he said, first the line will be the vertical line at the left.
Okay. This one, I'm using pen, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guide me. This one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Next.
And ma'am, now and horizontal line at the bottom.
This one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Next.
Now, ma'am, just copy that all which he said.
Okay.
Once.
Okay, done.
Ma'am, now make an adjacent line.
This one.
Ma'am, and adjacent line like a cross.
This.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how many lines do we have now? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what does our question says? Draw 4 straight lines. Right?
Ma'am, then we can just do one.
Yes. What can we do?
Ma'am, we want to make 4 lines and occupy all of the dots.
Yes, correct. Perfect.
So, ma'am, I have one more answer.
Okay, tell me. I'll again use my pen and you guide me.
Ma'am, the straight line from the left.
Okay. Next.
Ma'am, please go only one dot at the center line. Go at the center line.
Okay. Till here?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, first.
This one?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Can
tell
I show you?
Do you want to share your screen?
No, ma'am.
Then?
I'll make it on my notebook and show to you like this.
Okay, perfect. Do that. What is your name?
Ma'am, Rehan.
Okay. Yes, show me.
Yes, ma'am. Only 1 minute.
Ma'am, in this, they said you need to draw straight lines, but we can draw slanting lines also.
Yes. Straight
like-
means it doesn't have to be, it does not have to be any curves. Okay, so Dhanvi, you need help to unmute. Do you know the answer? Do you want to try?
Ma'am, can I? Ma'am,
Yes.
can I? Ma'am, this
Yes.
this dot will be square and center will be lined.
Okay, so tell me who is confident and who knows the Arav. Arav, you knows the answer.
Yes, I have.
Yes, Arav, show me. Show me your notebook.
Ma'am,
Yes, Arav, I can see you. Show me your notebook. Akshar, show me your notebook. Okay, Hitanshi, show me your notebook if you know the answer. Yes, Kushal. Kushal, show me. Okay, Manhar, can you show me your notebook? Oh, yes, Manhar has the right answer.
Ma'am, I also.
Yes. Okay. So here is the answer.
ma'am,
Yes. I hope. Yes, yes.
Ma'am, or else we can write like we need to draw only 4 straight lines. So
Yes.
therefore we can draw curved lines also.
So therefore we can.
Draw curved lines also.
No, we
So
cannot.
that it will not be straight.
So you see, we can start from here, and there was this hinting out of the box, right? So this was actually the box, and you had to think out of it, which means you had to start somewhere from here, go till here, extend here. यहाँ पे इस line से बाहर जाना था, then you have to come here and again here. So आप कहीं से भी start कर सकते थे from this point, this point, this point, or this point. Okay. And I believe most of you have got the answer correctly, and I was able to see some of your answer which were right, and some of you really tried well. I am so happy for all of you that you were being very, very creative in thinking the answers to all the questions that I had. Now clap for yourself because you all did really well. With this, I would like to thank all of you for attending this session, and thank you, Aniket sir, for giving me this opportunity to interact with all the young minds. It was such a great opportunity to be there with you, all of you. And you can contact me if you need such more sessions or psychological sessions or anything. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Muskan,
Thank you,
for this
sir.
enlightening session. First of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for your invaluable contribution to the success of this 55th fortnightly session on the topic imagination to innovation, creative problem solving. And your expertise as a psychologist has brought a unique and insightful perspective to our workshop. I've never seen students being, so interactive in any of our previous session. It was an amazing session. The students, I'm sure, they have enjoyed a lot and they have a lot to gain from this session. So for the students, if you want to rewatch this session, recordings will be made available in your student login. You can access and watch it anytime. So we can take a few more questions from the students.
Yes, sure.
We'll just pick up the students who have their hands raised
Yes.
and reconnect with you.
Yes, Arav. Arav, you said you have a doubt.
You have to unmute. Yes, you're audible.
You may write your questions also. Arav, you may write your questions if you can't unmute. I can see you're writing in the chat box.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, in the question that you asked that you can, what else can you use for a paperclip? Can we use to decorate it?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can do that. You are thinking divergently, which means all the answers will be correct. Okay? But you have to try it. Okay, I'm sorry, Athar. I can see you can ask your question. If you can't unmute, just write it down. Nushant, you can also.
Ma'am, in the question of in the different ways you can use a paperclip, we can also use it to open a phone's SIM card holder.
Yes, we can do that. Himanshi analogy approach means you take your some of the things that are similar to your problem in your previous experience and use that to solve your current problem. So I gave you an example that how in a maths class teacher tells you the solution of one question and then gives you 5 similar questions. So you're solving it using the way your teacher told you, which is you using your analogy approach. Ma'am, why we like creative things only? Because creativity leads to innovation. Your phone, your anything in your life, you know, if you have seen Three Idiots, again, I'm giving the example. If you have seen the that particular scene where Amir Khan actually pulls up and down his chain or the jeans of the jeans. So what he was doing, he was telling that this is also a machine and this was also invented by some person. So whoever invented that was a creative person because that is how the jeans was made. So here, how we know that all of those person were really creative, जितनी भी आज हम चीजें use कर रहे हैं are all because of someone or the other's creativity. Anything and everything that is in the market is because someone has been creative in their life.
Can we have the next question from Ripple?
Yes, Ripple. Ripple, I can't hear you. Ripple, you can write down your question.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I had a doubt that if we have to that, ma'am, this session that today it was, it will be again also or only today?
So creative problem solving was only for today.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And ma'am, ma'am, I was not getting unmute. It was just ma'am, my was muted. I was not getting to unmute my voice.
That is okay. Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ripple, can you write?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, I know the answer of the last question.
You knew? Very good. Did you use a pen and paper? I can't see Ripple.
Ma'am, it isn't there.
Ripple, can you try unmuting, or you can write the question in the chat box?
Yes.
So,
Britchel, can you ask your
Ma'am?
question?
Yes.
मैम अगले सेशन का कब पता चलेगा?
Aniket sir will let you know that.
The next session is actually for students from 9th to 12th. That will be on career counseling.
Ma'am,
There will be
Yes.
career guidance for the students from 9th to 12th.
ma'am, what is the meaning of logical reasoning?
Who is it that is speaking? Can I know your name? Okay, so logical reasoning basically means you are relying on the facts which you know that actually exist. You are not implying anything with your mind. You are not making up things from your mind. You know that things exist. Logical reasoning, that's, how a plant grow, because the plant get water, sunlight, they get energy from it. So it is all being logical. ये चीजें होती हैं, हम अपने दिमाग से नहीं बना रहे हैं. So when you want to know answer, you should go to logical reasoning when you know कि यही चीज ठीक है. But it should be.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the paper clip is also used to make the file of more papers.
Yes, you can. That is a traditional use, right? To hold the paper. Yes, Bridgel.
I will know the last answer.
Sorry.
Britchel, can you be a little louder, please?
I know the last answer.
Very good. Very well done. Yes.
I have a question.
Sorry. Yes. Yes, Nishu.
एक बार हिंदी में बता दो एक बार
क्या बताना है?
जो आपने इससे पहले समझाया था.
लॉजिकल रीजनिंग.
यस मैम.
लॉजिकल रीजनिंग का मतलब होता है कि जब कुछ चीजों का लॉजिक होता है. अब मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था कि एक बच्चे का टॉय खो गया. अब वो जहां जहां घर में गया था वो वहीं वहीं पे ढूंढेगा ना. ऐसा तो नहीं कि पूरी जगह ढूंढ लेगा. उसको पता था कि वो कहाँ गया गया है. मतलब कि उसके पास लॉजिक था कि ये यहाँ हो सकता है. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं यहाँ गया था. ये लॉजिक था. राइट. तो अगर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है जिसमें आपको पता है कि सोल्यूशन लॉजिकली आएगा, तो वहां पे आप लॉजिकल रीजनिंग यूज कर सकते हो.
म्यूट मत करो.
Okay, can we have from David? David, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? David, can you unmute? Yes, you unmute. Can you ask your question?
Sir, please can you
You're not
explain
audible.
the first topic?
Can you be a little louder?
Sir, please can you explain the first topic?
Can you explain the first topic?
What was, you mean the problem solving?
Yes.
So आपको क्या समझ आता है दिव्यत? इतना आपने सुना, कुछ तो समझ आ रहा था?
यस मैम, जो प्रॉब्लम होती है मैम, जैसे अपन को कुछ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है तो उसके लिए पहले अपन को एक एक स्टेप को फॉलो करना पड़ेगा।
अलग अलग तरीके होते हैं ना प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के। क्रिएटिव प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग होती है जिसमें हम बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस निकालते हैं कि प्रॉब्लम के, राइट?
ओके।
प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है? बिकॉज हम अपनी एवरीडे लाइफ में भी प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं, राइट? चार्जर, लेट्स से यू ऑल यूज फोन, मोबाइल फोन्स, आपका चार्जर नहीं चल रहा है, सो यू ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट कि चार्जर क्यों नहीं चल रहा है, सो दैट यू कैन गेट इट फिक्स्ड, राइट? सो प्रॉब्लम है चार्जर नहीं चलना, सोल्यूशन है उसको फिक्स करना। ओके,
ओके ओके।
यस ओम कुमार।
Ma'am, I have doubt that the creativity is a logic or a imagination.
Creativity is mostly based on your imagination, but it has some elements of logic also. अब आप सोचो कि मैं उड़ने लग जाऊं, आप उड़ तो सकते हो ना, बट प्लेन में बैठ के, बट आप खुद से तो नहीं उड़ सकते, राइट? सो थोड़ा सा लॉजिक along with your imagination gets you to be creative. Okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think we can take it further from here. Once again, I'd like to thank you so much, Ms. Muskan, for your time, wisdom, and passion in contributing to the success of this workshop.
Thank
I'm
you
sure we
so
look
much.
forward to the possibility of collaborating with you again in the future with different
Sure.
topics that can enlighten the students.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, before we end this session, I would like to request you all to fill a quick survey form. This will help us understand your environment and guide us in serving you better. So I'm sharing the link in the chat below. Please, can you take a few moments and fill the form? If you have any further question or need additional support, feel free to reach out at any of our social media handles or helpline numbers. We are here to assist you on your path to success. Thank you for your active participation and dedication to your personal and professional growth. Now we will end the session and we will all meet soon for another exciting session by CAMP. The next session is on 19th of July at 4 p.m. where it will be on career guidance for students from 9 to 12. Thank you so much again. Please take a few minutes to fill in the survey form as requested. It's in the chat below. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.